All right, everybody, we are heading towards town, but
Yay.
first we've been asked to speak on a train about what it's like living off grid. Don't know if we're going to be able to film that or not, but that's what's happening today. And then we're going into town to pick up stuff to build our new dining table.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, it's going to be nice. All right, we'll catch you in a little bit. Well, we're still waiting. Train's getting closer, though, because we can hear it.
Another cat. All of this stuff going?
No.
Oh no.
Keep getting off.
Who's looking for up into the alley?
I give it like 30 seconds to get
I think so. Let me.
It's in a plastic bag. He wants to eat it.
Right over here.
All right, so we are heading down to Wasilla this morning, and we have stopped at Brown Bear Coffee at the end of the spur, which is what everybody calls the Y. It's where the Parks Highway and the Talkeetna Spur Road meet. So we're just gonna get some coffee, something to munch on, and cookies for the pups, and I'm gonna hit the road.
So long ago, I don't even remember what it looks like. But these are the pieces that
Okay.
are. And I know this one has, but I don't think it goes all the way through. This is the center of the tree, so that one probably won't. I don't know that it'll amount to much, but
Okay.
I'm hoping these two will do what you need.
They should. We're just gonna get down to them. Sarah and I have been trying to find some cottonwood slabs for some time, and we found them, thanks to our friend.
Like I said, I don't remember. I didn't remember to add that in there.
This is
It's gonna have some nice movement in it. It's not soft.
Let me still grab a tape measure really quick.
What's the width on this one here, Mike? It's about right thickness. It's a foot.
On that side.
need. We need to put 3 of these.
Yeah, let's see what else we got.
So, you're looking for a foot? Is that what you're looking
Well,
for?
we want to do around 3.5 foot wide to 4 foot wide on the table.
On the table.
Okay.
By 6 long.
Wow, that is really light.
Yeah, so
This one looks pretty solid.
this one's solid except for that end.
Yep.
That's not horrible. I can work on that.
And then you're 17 right there. 17 and a half ish.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to
The
be
widest spot.
perfect
Or
on
the
it.
narrowest spot, I would say.
Right.
Oh, that's quite pretty. That's got potential.
That's got the really nice grain in it
Yeah.
right there.
Here.
Yeah, so there's that one there.
Yeah, that's got some very nice.
All right, so if we did those 3, it's gonna be around 3 foot, little over 3 foot table.
Yes.
And then, so you're going to end up cutting.
Yeah, on
Right.
two of them.
So
yeah.
you could take a couple of these and put them in the middle of it.
So basically, what you
And
need to
pick
do
your
is
best
That
live
could
edges.
Yeah,
work
so
very
I'm
well.
gonna say this one, and this one, and a couple of these here to put in,
Yes.
because this one's got nice color movement. This one's got nice color movement.
I think you got good color right here.
Yeah.
I think so too.
And this looks like it has good color.
Yeah.
And you just, these should all be it should all be 2 inches.
Well, after digging through the stacks, we found what we wanted. Now it's time to pull them all out. What's your name and where are you from, man?
Well, my channel's name is Not So Remote Alaska, and my name is Michael. And I am here in Alaska, Wasilla, Alaska.
And we are picking up some cottonwood today from Mike to make our dining table.
Let's flip this one to make sure we're looking at the right.
Yeah, let's do it that side.
So we wanted to
right
pretty
at that.
much here
Yep.
and then up there.
Then we'll cut it to 6 foot mark. Sarah and I had met Michael last year at the YouTube meetup here in Alaska in Wasilla. We chatted with Mike as well as a number of other YouTubers that are up here and subscribers. We had a great time. But Mike had mentioned that he had a sawmill and then recently reached out to us and told us that he had some good dry cottonwood. So, well, you see what happened. Guys, we'll be back. We got to talk money. Bye. Everything is loaded up into the box. We've got 2 big totes, 1 small tote, 2 bags of bird feed, a tote for Sarah's paperwork, a new device from Mike from not so remote Alaska. Well, a day later, we're back home, and it's time to start our project. I went ahead and kind of gave everything a quick rough sanding and all that, just to get it looking good so I could see what the grain was going to look like. Alright, Sarah will be here in a minute. I just found out I'm out of 150 grit sandpaper. We wanted to sand down the slab so we could see what the color movement would be like, so we could choose which way we wanted to have them orientated when we finished the job. The boss is here. Alright, so
Wow, that's pretty, isn't it?
what I need you to decide is which way this has got to go.
I think because to be practical, it should be the straighter side.
But then you're not seeing the edge, you're just
You're
seeing
not
the
seeing
live
the
edge
edge.
here. I don't want the straightest edge. I want to see the movement.
Yes.
You know, otherwise, what's the point of a live edge if you're going to go straight?
Yeah, this is beautiful, but I like the.
You want to see the other
I
side.
want to see the.
Okay.
And it's beautiful too. This is gorgeous right
Yeah.
here.
Hang on.
And that
Hang on one second. I'm going to do something here. And you pull hands, but all right.
oh yeah.
I'm going to have to get a wet later on to raise the grain anyways, so. Oh, it's not going to work.
It's too dry.
It's too dry. This is going to give you an idea of what the color's going to look like without soaking it. So it'll,
Oh, it's new, huh?
no, it's over.
Is it? Okay.
But it'll give you an idea how it's going to look once we get it sealed
That's pretty.
without raising my grain because it's going to evaporate really quick. Let me bring you guys down here.
Look at that copper. Holy smokes, this is gonna be real pretty.
You know, different pieces, different areas of the wood, it's going to be a little bit different.
Right.
And you're going to have this dark area like we had that our friend Wayne has on his walls. And a palma.
I love copper color.
I don't know, what do you guys think?
Beautiful.
A little bit down here. Get some nice movement in it. And that'll show up really good when we go to seal it. So, anyways, I'm gonna get back to work because I don't want to sand all of it perfect because I have to join all these together.
Right.
And then I'm gonna have to sand it again, so I don't want to take too much off. Each one of these is gonna get a little bit of sanded like this on both sides so I can see what it looks like.
So that helps me. Both of these are steeper than that shallow one. So I want to use the one with the curve and the more emphasis on that side.
You just gotta mark it for me so I know. Out of gas. I spent a full day pre-sanding everything so we could see what each board looked like. Pray I don't screw it up. There we go. Here's the first cut. After sanding, I ran everything through the joiner. Didn't take too long. Alright guys, we are gluing out the first section of the table. See how it goes. I got Sarah here to help when it comes time to put the clamps on. We're using Type Bond 2 wood glue for this project. Some may be wondering why I'm not using some biscuits on this. Well, I have found that you don't always need biscuits with the good wood glue. I've never had anything break or separate. All right.
Okay.
Drop that one down. Alright, we're back from the Sarah will be here momentarily. We did the glue up in 3 stages and gave it a full 24 hours in between each set to make sure it had good time to cure. I've got to stand this up while I apply glue.
All right.
You got it?
Yes.
Oh, so far it's holding me.
That's good.
Well, as you can see, we are ready to start working on the table. It is all glued up, and now we've got to plane it down. Unfortunately, it did cup on that corner and that corner. Unfortunately, it's what happens when you don't have everything you need. I needed about 6 more bar clamps and a few other things, and I could have had this nice and straight, but it is what it is. Can't complain about it now. It's done. But we're going to start planing it. There will not be much audio in this section because the generator's on, because this building runs off a generator. We are in my barn / wood shop. So let's get this rolling. Let me go start the generator back up and get it planing. And I'm going to be building and putting together my homemade router sled rig. I have all the parts to make a router sled, except for the screws that go into my cushion blocks. Go figure. So I'm going to have to just assemble something and see what happens. I have an idea how I'm going to do it, so it should be fine. Anyways, let's get to it and we go start the generator. Back in a few. A lot of the times when I'm working in my shop or in the barn, I'll have headphones on. That's to help with the sound, but I also listen to different things online. One of my favorite shows to listen to on YouTube is Mr. Creeps, thanks to Adam and Phyllis. If you like horror stories, you might want to check them out. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. I decided I did not want to have square edges on the end of the table. So I grabbed one of my grinders with a wood bit on it and the sander and decided to give it a rough round over to give it a little bit more of a natural look. Well, here's the finished table. Let me know what you guys think about it. Sarah and I are both pretty happy with it. And so far, we have had one set of guests up here, and they thought it was great. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And while you're at it, if you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. I want to give a huge shout out to Michael from Not So Remote, Alaska for giving us a call and saying, hey, I've got something. Thank you again, Mike, because the wood worked perfectly for this project. Couldn't have done it without you, my friend. Well, there's the table, guys. It is done, installed, but not fully done. We knew we had guests coming up recently, so we kind of rushed to get it done. What we're going to do now is every couple nights, I'm going to sand this down here in the house very gently with a vacuum going, and then I'm going to put another coat on it overnight. What we're sealing this with is the Varathane Ultimate Polyurethane covering, and it can be done every 2 hours. We did use a satin on this. Neither one of us wanted a super shiny table. However, I think after we get a couple more coats built up on this, we're probably going to have to do a really thin epoxy coating. Why? Because if I set something down on the table or if I scribble a note, you can see it in the finish. And we do not want that. So we're probably going to, like I said, put a thin coat of epoxy on it to make it a little harder. We will be still in search of more wood to do a couple more tables. We want an outside one for here, as well as we need an outside one and an inside one for the cabin. So we're still looking for more wood that we're going to use on that.
And he loves doing it.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing the woodwork. So it's not an issue to me to keep making things. The legs we use on this, we did purchase off Amazon. I will include a link for that if anybody is interested in purchasing them.
I think they're quite handsome and substantial enough.
Yep. And also the cross member we use underneath is spruce, not cottonwood. We have guests coming up over the next few weeks, including the Memorial Day weekend, so we will not be doing a live anytime soon. However, we should be doing a live the first week of June. I will set a date for that soon. And then I think it's the second week of June, I have to pick up my brother John from the airport. He's going to be up here for the month of June, so there's going to be a lot of shenanigans up here with John up here. And Sarah's going to be getting her broom out because she just follows us through the house with the broom.
Well, you should see what they bring in with them.
Don't believe her. We're perfect angels. But Sarah and I look forward to sharing many meals on this table between ourselves, our friends, and who knows, you could be one of the next one coming up here to have dinner with us at the table. Anyways, that's it for this week, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned a little something, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.